I'm I'm Dalen Johnson. I'm from Dallas, Texas. My film was Reconciliation. I was everything. I was director, producer, financier, and I acted in it as well. Two roles, two parts.
The lead in the background, right?
Yeah, all of that. So yeah, I made it for YouTube initially, but I wanted to. I wanted to do. I wanted people who came to see films to see it instead of just people on YouTube. So I'm here, just networking and trying to make it happen and try to learn some things while I'm out here from people like these guys with feature films, real movies.
No, that is a real movie.
I'm just. Thank y'all. I'm just talking.
Congrats, Brandon.
Appreciate it.
So, how many? This is your first film?
It's my first film that I put out as a film. It's my third short film.
Okay.
I've just never really showed many people what I've done before. Yeah. So that's actually a part 3 that I showed today.
And how long have you been in filmmaking?
About 3 years now.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And let's tell your names in your film.
My name is Bryant Fisher, representing Pure Luxury Film. Myself and Morris, we have a production, you guys already know, a production company called Mofish Productions. We pitched the first one, that's going to be our first one underneath that brand right there. But we've been working with Dominic Goody, which is the director and also the writer for Witness. And we've been in film probably for like a few years now.
Awesome.
Executive producers to that film? Or who's your role in that film?
Producers,
Yeah.
Location manager, producing, and all stuff.
We did everything, wardrobe, script supervision, locations, finance, all of that. Yeah, I was here in Atlanta, I think. Yes, it was.
Oh, that was in Atlanta.
All over
London, Douglas, Wilson, Elville,
Yeah.
all over.
And I noticed a few familiar faces. Because what I do, you guys, when we're screening the films, I look at the films. I don't look at who wrote it, who's on, anything to do with it until after I look at the film. Because I'm not trying to have like a biased opinion of, expectations or whatever. So then after, because I was like, those faces look familiar. So, was it Vincent Ward is in Walking Dead? And, yeah, it was Saints and Sinners? Yeah, so.
Larry Roach, he is blowing up in the independent film scene, Broadway, local theater here. He's won some international film festivals. He's best actor, so he's been doing really good. Yeah, I'm proud of him. That's one of my little acting buddies from the Atlanta History Center. So I'm super really proud of him.
Awesome. So what can we expect from you and you already said you guys are working on some things. Yes. And what can we expect from you?
I'm working on my feature.
Okay.
I'm very, very early. I'm just writing right now, but I'm working on it. So that's gonna come hopefully in the next 18 months.
Sounds good. All right. Well, we're gonna give it up for you guys because you guys are awesome. And I want to get some pictures with you all before we leave, if possible. But we're gonna give.
Can I ask one question?
Sure.
How you doing? I'm Kevin.
All right.
We come from Baltimore, a documentary on fighting addiction. I just wanted to ask you guys a question, like, how was it, or what method did you take to start to get the idea to the paper, from the paper to the action? Because I have a lot goes on. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just the process of getting it from the paper, from the brain to the paper, to actually having the courage to do the belief of the process.
Well, for me, my film, I don't know how many of y'all were in here when it was playing. There was it was a comedy, but it was some serious points in it. It was alcoholism, mental health, suicide. These are things I all dealt with. I dealt with all this stuff, right? I just started writing one day. And I had got into a darker place for the second time, right? And I'm like, it ain't happening like this again. So I said, how can I take these feelings, this mental health issues I'm having, this alcoholism, and make it, kind of fight back, make it, laugh at it. How can I laugh at it? So I started writing, and I looked at every little part, and I was like, how can I laugh at this? How can I laugh at that? How can I laugh at that? Just kind of making myself the master of these things, right? So once I started writing and making everything a little bit less serious, things just started to flow a little bit. Cause now I'm not staring at this big giant monster of suicide or alcoholism. Now I'm face to face with him like, you ain't shit. So once I started doing that, the hardest part for me was turning on the camera and saying like, all right, now I'm an actor. Like that was the hardest part for me because I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So once I turned the camera on, I said, I'm gonna be serious, just as serious as I was about fighting these monsters, I'm gonna be just as serious about acting, right? And then I'm gonna be just as serious about putting people in the film and trying to get the story out and all that stuff. So like the courageous part for me was like standing in front of the camera and delivering lines. Everything else, it was like, I gotta fight back to save myself, you know what I'm saying? If that makes sense to.
Yeah, it does. Thank you, man. It makes a lot of sense. I can relate.
I was I'm with you when it comes to trying to write something, having all this stuff in your head. For Mo and I, we kind of get with other writers because we have a lot of material. We just need somebody kind of like write it all down. This was our first. This is our first feature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is our first feature. I work on sets myself and also Dominic because we come from actually working on Stranger Things and stuff like that. So I'm the cameraman, producer. I have a musical background. I used to do music back in the Bay Area and stuff like that. So myself and Dominic, we just kind of got together and just kind of told her our journeys. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of just, we were working on MacGyver at the time. And we were just like, hey, this is what I want to do. He's like, this is what I'm going to do. I was like, all right, let's put it together. This was this. And really be honest with you, the first set of actors
Don't be afraid of bumps in the road. The first film day, everybody quit.
Wow.
Golly.
As soon as we pulled up on set, we drove to Newman, Georgia. As soon as we pulled up on set, I was 10 minutes away. Everybody quit.
What'd you do?
Everybody.
What'd you do?
What can you do?
we work with
Yeah.
Fear. We also work with
Yes.
models.
Yes.
I ain't saying nothing that's bad, but a lot of times people will just want to come up and show look good, but don't want to do the work.
And so we got on the phone, quickly called people. Crazy enough, everybody we needed to come through came through, and you could tell that it was a last minute thing. So we scrapped it. You have to be cognizant of what you put out. Because with film, so I'm trained in theater, and theater is a medium. I can't go back and change it. But when you have film, you can change it. So do your best to give the best product possible. Now, one thing I will say is, when you want to get it from your mind down on paper, write down your ideas, write down the thoughts. Keep your little journal with you or a little flip pad, just write it down as it comes. And me being an actor, I'm not crazy, but I talk to myself a lot because I'm having conversations with myself. Yeah. So I like to flesh out how conversations play out. So sometimes I'm in the mirror talking to myself, laughing at myself, arguing with myself crazy. You know what I'm saying? It seems like, but I thank God for that because I have to tell myself, and I will tell this to you, as an actor, we have to be willing to show our mess. We have to be willing to go into the deepest parts of ourselves, the things that make us afraid, the things that make us very happy. You have to be able to share childlike joy. And for black men, that's hard to show joy because of toxic masculinity and all that kind of stuff. But you have to be able to tap into those spaces because that's when your creativity really starts to flow and you allow yourself the freedom to express what you need to say. And so you look at it and you say to yourself, what message do I want to convey? Who am I? What do people need? What do I have and what do they need? What problem am I solving? And even if you feel like it's not a greater problem that you're solving, you still have a message to tell, and you want to tell that message. Don't be afraid of your message because somebody needs to hear it.
You never know.
The very thing she says, somebody else, we've heard it a lot, but somebody else still needs to hear that message. Somebody still needs to hear that they're sad or going through something. I'm even thinking about our pitch. Somebody needs to know that where you're at is not where you have to be. Right. You look at like Judge Greg Mathis and stuff like that. Right. So think about what your message is and what the importance of it is to you. Write that down as your mission and your purpose. This is your why. This is why you're doing that. And then build off of that. And if you're not a writer, no problem, find you a writer.
Right.
Somebody, go to local universities and stuff like that in Baltimore, somebody's in a writing program, somebody needs to do a project or something like that. Protect your work, $20, Writers Guild, copyright your stuff, then let somebody work on it, because they can't take it from you. Poor man's copyright, email it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to find you somebody who can do what you feel like you can't, and I'm not gonna say that you can't, because you can learn it. But if you're not in that space to where you can do it now, find somebody who can, and then go learn it.
Thank you so much. We gotta start the movies, but they will be here hopefully afterwards, because I don't want them to kick us